Hey everybody, welcome to the superhero scene. My name is Joe. And I've been waiting to just do this movie for a long time. I've been wanting to cover Batman vs Superman for a very long time, but I didn't have a channel at the time, so I want to do it now. We're just passing a couple of days that it turned 4 years ago that this movie came out in theaters, and this movie was filled with a lot of controversy. Leading up to it, there was a lot of news that was breaking out from rumors that were going around while it was shooting. Kind of threw off a lot of people, releasing Doomsday very early, where they should have kept that a secret going into the movie and surprised a lot of people. And a lot of fans loved it. They thought it was okay, or they hated it. And I'm on the side of I loved it. I really did. Even though the movie was spoiled for me going into the movie, I tried desperately hard not to look on Facebook feeds and social media, but I had to wait a couple of days to see it. And, I was scrolling very easily through all the posts, but I did see some dumbass posted that he died. And spoiler alert, if anybody hasn't seen the movie in 4 fucking years, but I went into it not listening to that because I didn't think they would kill him in the second movie. But as you're watching the movie unravel, you're seeing Doomsday come to life. You're hearing the music in the background while they're about to go at it, and you're like, oh, I think they're gonna do it. So I still enjoyed the movie. I really did. I had a little nitpicky parts. I wish the Batman and Superman fight was a little bit longer than 8 minutes. And yes, I did time it. It was 8 minutes and something. The fight at the end with Doomsday and everybody, with Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, I wish it was a little bit more drawn out. Superman and Doomsday really didn't go at it one-on-one a lot, and I wish they did, because I was a avid collector of this comic growing up. I really was. I collected every single one, and I loved it. I loved how every edition, every shot of it, they were just going at it and just beating the hell out of each other. And I wanted it to come to the screen and see how they would do it. And I was like, when I knew Zack Snyder was doing this movie, I'm like, oh, he's gonna do such a beautiful job, and he did. I loved the way the movie came out, but I just wish that fight was a little bit more one-on-one with Superman, and it was a little longer than it was. But I still enjoy what they did. I like how they incorporated Batman into the fight, into the movie as well. I like how Wonder Woman came into the movie. Everybody went crazy when she came down and the theme picked up. It was done well. It really was, and I really enjoy this movie. It's one of my favorite movies to date out of the DCEU. I really hope they can continue this trend. A lot of people don't like Zack Snyder, but I love him. I loved every single movie he's done, and I like how he's casted all these characters. I like how he's still involved and he's still producing some movies. So his name is still in there. And the thing is that he's cast all these characters that everybody's grown to love. Aquaman, Wonder Woman. Flash is going to come back in another movie, I believe, with Ezra Miller. So, hopefully Ray Fisher can come back. There's word of Justice League coming back with the HBO Max, the streaming thing. I did a previous video. I'll link it at the end. And I really wish we could have seen that 4-hour version of this movie too. There was talks of this movie being 4 hours. They had to trim it down to whatever they did in the movies, which is 2.5 hours. And then I loved how as soon as the movie was done, you heard it within a week or two that when it was coming out on release, that they were going to do an Ultimate Edition, which a lot of fans were wishing would happen with Justice League, but that didn't happen. But and the fact that this movie was supposed to be totally different. You read a lot of things throughout the years, and they said that Warner Brothers stepped in and added Doomsday to this, and the original villain was supposed to be Superman and Batman were supposed to go at it, but Metallo, which was going to be created from Wally, the guy that was in the wheelchair. So that would have been a different take. It really would have. I think it would have set up the universe a little more. It would have shown more stuff. But, before they did the death of Superman, maybe. So maybe they could have drawn out a couple bit more movies and then led to the death, So that was what a lot of people had a problem with. You never really saw any character development with Henry Cavill's Superman. So, but I enjoy what Zack Snyder's done with these movies. I love Man of Steel. I love this movie. I hope we see Justice League the way he envisioned it. And I wish we could see his 5-story arc the way he wanted to do it, because he's such a great visionary and he cares about these characters. He works well with the cast that he's selected. And I've loved every cast member that he has picked. Henry Cavill, I didn't know too much about. Then when I saw him as Superman, I'm like, oh my God. He looks the part. And honestly, I was always a Christopher Reeve fan coming to this. I still am. He was my idol growing up. I loved watching the Superman movies in the 70s and the 80s. And that stuck in my mind throughout the years until we saw this inclination of it. And I really like what Zack Snyder did with this. I'm going to do another video with Man of Steel because I want to really review that one as well. But I love what he's done with these movies, and I love how he's cast these characters. You know, when we first heard of Ben Affleck being Batman, I'm like, what the fuck? Ben Affleck is Batman? And I'm not the only one because the whole world thought the same thing. But when you saw him in the movie, he nailed it. He really did. He played it beautifully. His Bruce Wayne was great. And his Batman was great throughout too. That warehouse scene at the end of the movie, fantastic. You know, we've never seen a Batman like that. So brutal and, you know, take apart so many people at the same time. It was like a video game right before your eyes, or a comic. And Wonder Woman too. Wonder Woman nailed it. Gal Gadot, I love her as Wonder Woman. And it was a beautiful pick. She's gorgeous, and she can really play that part to a T. And you know, the good thing is you see a lot of these younger girls looking at Wonder Woman now as their idol. Like a lot of people are looking at, you know, other characters when we were younger. And I love the way Jason Momoa is Aquaman. I really think he nails that part to a T. Movie's very successful. Hopefully the next couple are just as good. Ezra Miller as the Flash I liked. Ray Fisher as Cyborg I liked too. I wish he would have got his own movie like they were in talks to do. And Ezra Miller's Flash is supposedly, there's rumors about them going with him going further when they didn't say it was going to be him. So you're seeing a lot more of the cast that Zack Snyder picked coming back to redo these roles. So, you know, could we possibly see them come back for a Justice League 2? I mean, I don't know. It's not in the works now, but you're seeing all these characters return. You're seeing Zack Snyder still in these movies, and his model for what he wanted this world to become is still here. So I know a lot of fans don't like him because his movies are too dark, but I like how this universe was. I liked how it was a little darker than Marvel. But even though you watch Marvel movies, and they can be dark at times too, they really can. But I like what he did with this world. I really did. I like how he created these characters. You know, how he envisioned them to be in these movies, and you know, how he cast them as well. So, you know, happy 4-year anniversary, Batman vs Superman. Zack Snyder, you did a beautiful job. I hope you continue to direct movies in DC in the next couple of years. You know, so we'll see what happens. But you know, comment below, let me know what you guys and girls think. Did you like the movie? I know it's a couple of years have passed, but you know, it's still one of those movies that you could put on any time of the day and watch, just like I'm doing right now. So I love the movie again. I really did. Even though it was spoiled for me, I really loved it. I love what Zack Snyder did with this. I love how he had to switch what Warner Brothers wanted to do and still do an enjoyable movie after that. So, you know, comment below, let me know what you thought of it, what you thought you might have changed with it or anything. Thank you all for watching. Please like the channel, like the video, help it grow, and subscribe to the superhero team. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much. Have a great night. Have a super day.